Hi, my name is Erica. I'm the Senior Veterinary Technician here at Mystic Aquarium, and welcome to this episode of Vet Tech Savvy. Today, we're going to be showcasing our surgical suite here in our animal hospital and tell you a little bit about how we perform surgery and how we monitor our patients during those procedures here in the surgical suite. So welcome to our surgical suite. In this room, we have a lot of equipment that we use for our animals when they are under anesthesia for a surgical procedure. And we're gonna go over each of these pieces and tell you how they all fit together to keep our animals in the best state while they're having their procedure. So this first set here is actually several pieces of equipment. This is an IV pole that holds fluids that we administer to our patients. And then these pieces of equipment here are syringe pumps or IV pumps that allow us to add medications at a very specific rate as prescribed by the veterinarians to keep them stable throughout their procedure. This is our monitoring machine. So this allows us to follow our patient's heart rate, CO2 levels, also blood pressure in a long procedure, and allows us to actually put these onto a screen behind me so that if we have surgeons working on different aspects of the animal or different sides of the table, there's multiple areas that they can see those parameters at all times. This also tells us how our animals are doing under anesthesia and allows us to know how much of that anesthesia they are receiving and also breathing out so that we can keep them under anesthesia properly throughout their entire procedure. So this is actually one of the most important machines that we have running during a procedure. It gives us the entire animal's body state so that we can make any decisions that need to be made in very quick real time. This is our small animal anesthesia machine. So this actually is what keeps our patients asleep so that we can do their procedures properly. This will keep an animal up to about 200 pounds at a proper rate of anesthesia. It works by taking an anesthetic gas, which keeps the animal asleep, and pumping it through these tubes, which then go into the patient's lungs, and it allows us to breathe for them during the procedure so that we make sure that they are receiving the appropriate medication in a timely manner, and it also allows us to oxygenate them properly throughout their entire surgery. This is a BAIR Hugger. Now it's not a bear like brr, it's actually BAIR, and what it is actually it's a patient warming system. We have multiple ways of keeping our animals warm while they're under surgery. This is a basically top-down or hot air system. It attaches to a big blanket that's inflatable, and we have settings here that allow us to adjust the temperature higher or lower depending on what the animal needs. Our monitoring system has a constant temperature probe that's attached. So we're watching that animal's temperature throughout their entire procedure. If they need a little bit of warmth or a lot of warmth, we're able to provide that to them. And then if we need to, we also have what's called a waterbed system that's actually laid on the table before the patient is put on the table. And it's actually a waterbed that's filled with hot water that, again, we can adjust that temperature higher or lower as we need. And this is our large animal anesthesia machine. So this works in the same way as our small animal anesthesia machine in that it administers anesthetic gas to our patients into their lungs. Obviously, this is a much bigger machine, and it also has much bigger tubing that allows us to anesthetize much larger animals like large seals, sea lions. So as you can see, there's a lot of equipment in this room, and it all comes together in the time that's most important for the animal when we need to do a large-scale procedure like a surgery. And we can use all of this equipment on our animals from smallest to largest. That's why we have so many different pieces. It is the most important thing that we have all of these so that we give our animals the best care. Thanks for watching this episode of Vet Tech Savvy. Visit our channel to see previous episodes, also to subscribe and hit the notification if you'd like to be notified of our future episodes.